Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Since it is now October, that means that we go through our October, or I should say September Shop My Stash, tell you what I think about things, and then we're gonna pick another batch of makeup to work on. And if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Catherine. I am a full-time mental health therapist, a part-time reseller, and a full-time lover of makeup and beauty. And so every month I do a Shop My Stash where I pick items from my makeup collection that has gone quite large, if I do say so myself, in order to focus on them with hopes of finishing them or just showing them the love that they deserve. So that's what this video is going to be all about. All right, first let's start with foundation. So I was using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer in the shade Nude. I really did love this one. So I was happy to have it in my collection. Not really much else to say other than I really liked it. One that I did not like, and that was this Uoma Say What foundation. And the only reason I didn't like it is because this color that I had originally chosen for myself in the Fair Lady T3C, even though it's considered a cool tone, it still looks really yellow on me. So I actually went out and I purchased the drugstore version, the Sharon C by Uoma Beauty, at Walmart, and this is their Flawless in Real Life Skin Perfecting Foundation, and I chose a different color. This one is in Fair Tea Lady 1, and this one actually has a much better color match for me. I'm a fair to light with a neutral undertone, leaning more cool, and this one works a lot better on me, so I'm probably going to declutter this one just because I don't see myself ever getting that yellow even with a tan. So this one will probably be decluttered. Another one that I had kept in from the previous month was Glowish by Huda Beauty. This is the multi skin tint in the shade Fair. I actually don't think I even use this at all in the month of September, because it although it's very pretty and it's very nice mixed in, I just didn't use it. There's real no reason. I just didn't. Something else that I didn't use, actually there was quite a few things that I just didn't use. Maybe that's because I got new makeup this month or last month that I just focused on more. But was this e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer in, I think it's Rose. That's what it looks like. And the only reason I didn't use this is because I actually got the Milk Hydro eye primer through Influencer to try out and review, so I didn't put as much focus onto this, and rather I focused on the other one. As far as mascaras, this Hourglass one I don't think I used at all. This is the Unlocked Instant Extensions mascara. That's what the wand looks like. I will probably I actually probably will declutter this just because it's a mini and it's been open for a few months, and I bet you anything it will actually probably expire before I ever get around to using it again. This is the other mascara that I was using, the Lancome Lash Idel. This one I actually used pretty much all the way up and purchased the full-size one, which will be in this month's Shop My Stash as well. So I really liked that one. As far as concealers, it's just this one. I was using the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I actually used this at the beginning of the month, and then I got a new concealer that I kind of focused on, and then revisited this at the end of the month. This one is in Light Peach. If I use too much of this, it is way too light on me. So I use it pretty sparingly, and it does move, like, it dries down, but if you move pretty quickly with it, you can disperse it to where you need it to sheer it out a bit, so it's not super full coverage and, you know, that stark light under eye. But this I think I'm going to keep in my next Shop My Stash, as well as the other concealer, which I will share more about. Another thing I didn't really use too much was this by Drew. This is the CBD Chill Out under eye corrector. I have a new way, like I'm putting my Shop My Stash items in my Alex drawer from IKEA, and I think some of these smaller things just like rolled back into the back and I didn't really use them, including the Catrice Camouflage Under Eye Concealer as well. And this one is almost used up. We are almost there. As far as contour and bronzer, I did use this contour one by Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Fair Medium. This is what a little sponge tip looks like. Really enjoyed that one. Another Glowish by Huda Beauty product. This is their, I'll look at the name in the back. Just kind of a marbled bronzer in their Soft Radiance bronzing powder in the shade Light. This is light. If you're wanting to see, like, have that bronzy look, this one might not be for you unless you're willing to build it up a lot. But this is basically what it says: a Soft Radiance bronzing powder, not anything like super bronzed, just kind of bronzed. Here is the Becca Champagne Pop highlighter that I was using for the month. I don't know if you can tell, we got some usage out of it. Hi. Some usage out of it. And then actually, I think in my last Shop My Stash, I was talking about how Becca, some of their more popular items, so I think this, their Under Eye Corrector, and I want to say something else. Smashbox is actually taking that over, so you can still purchase those favorite items, but now at Smashbox. Another item that was carried over was this Dior Powder No Powder. We can see we're still working on some divots in there and possibly some panning. This, I actually think I'm going to switch out for a different powder. Yeah, I'm going to switch this out for a different powder. I still really like it. Just want to show my other powders some love as well. Speaking of powders, we have the Colourpop No Filter powder. As you can see, we got some more panage on it. Still some really hard pan issues over here. Again, I'm going to be taking this out, but I was really proud of myself for that pan. Coming down to blush, this is the CoverGirl blush in True Mink, I believe. Kind of this like pinky orange, I don't want to say peach. It's not peach. It's like a warmer, I don't know, warmer peach. We'll just go with that. I actually really did like this. It has kind of a luminous, what am I trying to say? A luminous finish. So it's kind of nice because if like you didn't want to use highlighter, this kind of doubled as a blush and a highlighter. So it was really nice. This Honest Beauty blush kind of got lost in the abyss that I was telling you about of the drawers. So this didn't get used too much, but we do got some dents in there and probably a pan pretty soon if I had to guess. This is in the shade Peony Pink. As far as brows, we did have the Colourpop Brow Boss in dark brown. Still working on this one. I bet you anything October I'll finish this up. And then I was still working on the Gimme Brow by Benefit in the shade 4.5. Again, this kind of feels like I'm getting towards the end of it. I do have not a backup of this specific product, but I do have another like e.l.f. Dupe for this that I'll probably rotate in. As far as palettes, we had Colourpop Grandeur palette. And that is what that looked like. The only oddball in this palette was this shade called Need. This is a lot more, like everything seems to be pretty warm tone. And then you get to Need and Monaco. And they just don't seem to fit into this palette. Like they're a little bit more cool tone, duochrome shift compared to everything else. So it didn't really go with the looks that like I did with it, but still enjoyed this palette. It's very pretty for fall. Then we had our Kaleidos Future 3 Astro Pink palette. Gotta love this packaging. This is what she looks like. And I was actually recently, at the end of September, I created a look with all of the colors in this palette, so I thought that was kind of fun. These two, perfect, just perfect everyday shades, and then you kind of mix and match the other fun colors in it as well. Then we have the Natasha Denona Mini Retro Palette. They actually came out with the midi size retro palette this month as well. Got some good use out of this. Just a good staple palette if you really enjoy the pinks and greens. And then this one was the Wilderness palette by Beauty Bay. It actually, I believe, just came back in stock, so if you were interested in picking it up, I would probably do so sooner than later. And this is what this looks like. Created some pretty fun looks with this. I did do a video recently that I haven't I've uploaded, I'm just waiting to share it, using this palette in action, so I'll make sure I link that below as well if you want to see a get ready with me. And I used a lot of the green tones. So that was September Shop My Stash. So now let me go pick out October's. Okay, well, silly me, I forgot to include the setting mist and moisturizers that I was using as well. I actually panned the Milk vegan moisturizer, and I did a whole empties video that I can link below as well, with that finished product in it. I actually finished this Bloom Cream by Beekman 1802. I did not really like this. It's more of a watery moisturizer, and like, how do I describe it? It's like dry water. You know, you put it on your face and it kind of almost gets stuck exactly where you put it and doesn't have a lot of movability. So not my favorite, and I didn't really necessarily like the scent. It has an odd scent to it that I wasn't vibing with. So another product that I finished as well was the Milani Make It Last sunscreen setting spray that she's all gone and will be included in my next empties video. Another one that I'm almost done with is this Ami Glow and Bright Illuminating Face Mist. So I will keep this in October's rotation with hopes of finishing it up as well. The other moisturizer, once I finished with the Beekman one, was the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream, something that I'm still currently working on. Maybe finish October, probably November, but we'll have high hopes. And then I'm also, once I finish with that other setting mist, I'm actually going to tap in this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is a mini I recently bought from Sephora, so I'll be using that. And then as far as primer, I'm still working on the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Made some good progress on it, but still got tons to go. Okay, so as far as foundations, we are using the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop in shade 6. I really like the lighter coverage this gives. I feel like it's more of a medium coverage for me. Like, it's definitely more than a skin tint, but less than a foundation, if that makes sense. So I've really been enjoying this. And then recently picked up this Pat McGrath Sublime Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation in the shade Light 4, and I've been keeping it in its packaging because the packaging is amazing. And then you open it up, and this is what she looks like with a pump top. This is actually a very liquidy foundation, and I wasn't really expecting that at first. So just do be careful when you're putting it on and know that it will be liquidy. So I would probably, because I'm one to kind of just like put it directly on my face and then use a brush. I'd probably put this on like one side of my face and then do it, and then the other, because it will kind of drain down your face. So as far as concealers, this was the other concealer that I kind of got caught up on last month. The One Size Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer in the shade Fair 3. So I'm still going to be working on these two as well for this month. As far as mascara, again, working on the full-size Lancome Lash Idel. And then I actually recently I didn't pick it up, it got sent to me through BoxyCharm. The Iconic Lennon, I think this is like a triple threat mascara is what they said. And it actually has a wand that I really enjoy, very teeny tiny, silicone and bendable. So I've been working on that. As far as highlighters, I am actually using the Laura Mercier, I think this is the Light Catcher. Again, another product that I received in a influencer box to review. This is in Celestial Light. This is actually supposed to be an all over face powder, but it is way too glowy for me to do that. And it actually works as a very nice highlighter. Kind of catches the light catcher, it's exactly in the name. It catches the light perfectly and it's not like overly highlighted, but just perfect. So I've been using that and liking it. Another highlighter is the Hollywood Beauty Wand Easy Highlight by Charlotte Tilbury, and this is in the color Spotlight. Again, just like all the other wands, kind of have this like poof ball that has a I almost said stop go on off little cap so you don't make a mess of it. Again, another beautiful champagne-y color. For powder, this is the powder that I switched to. I actually really like this powder. This is the Super BB Insta Ready by Physicians Formula. Kind of has this like trio of, I don't even know what this says anymore, but you can see. Can you see? There's a pretty big dent in this area right over here. And this just totally just adds a little bit of color, a little bit of glow. It just kind of smooths everything out. It really does look like you have a filter on your face. So been enjoying that one. As far as other powders, so I recently got the Nabla Skin Glazing Collection from Ulta when they were having their 21 Days of Beauty when they were half off. So I just kind of decided to throw all the Nabla that I got into this Shop My Stash. So this is the bronzing powder in Ambra. You can already see some good usage out of it. Again, this is more of a like you need to build it up, but I prefer that in my bronzers because I just don't want it to be like too shockingly opaque and then have a hell of a time trying to turn that down. This is a highlighter, again by Nabla. That's what she looks like, and this is in Privilege. And then as far as a a blush, again another Nabla one. This is in Truth. And this is more of a luminous blush. I keep wanting to say bronzer. This is a luminous blush, kind of similar to that Covergirl one that I was talking about, where it kind of could be a blush and a highlighter all in one. Really pretty color. I guess I went super ham on blushes as well because I picked out two others. One being Pat McGrath, Fabulous, Flirtatious, and Sexquisite Seductions. My goodness. What is it called? The Skin Fetish Design Blush in Flirtatious. So that is what she looks like. Kind of more of a, get the mirror out of the way, kind of more of a muted color, and you do need to build it up a bit, but once you do, it's absolutely stunning. More of a matte blush. And then as far as cream blush, I did the Melt Cream Blush Light in Honey Thief, kind of more of a light peach color. And lastly, for powders, I did add the Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder, more of a shimmer type of bronzer. And if you want to see, I actually have a whole playlist started of swatching, going through all of my makeup products, swatching, and kind of giving my thoughts on all my products. So I can link those below. Currently I have blush and bronzer, and I think I'm gonna do powders next. As far as palettes, so I'm adding in the Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar palette. And look how pretty that packaging is. Kind of that holographic packaging. And let's see if we can get her open. That's what she looks like. That's really pretty, kind of a mixture of cool tones with a few more like warm tones mixed in there. Nice selection. Then of course you have to add Colourpop Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters palette for October, for Halloween. This is such a beautiful fall palette. They actually just re-released this through Colourpop because they had a second edition of a Hocus Pocus palette. I did not like that palette whatsoever. I didn't like the colors. I felt it was a little bit more childish looking, and this seemed just more like grungy looking, which I like a lot more. So just this is perfect for fall. And then kind of a wild card to mix in with the other ones is Juvia's Place, the Berries palette. And that is what she looks like. Kind of a mixture of hot pinks, dark pinks, some shimmers. So I thought it'd be really complimentary to the other palettes that I picked too. So that is what I have for the month of October. I'm actually going to be traveling a whole week in October as well. And it's going to be to a totally different climate. I live in Arizona. I will be traveling to Florida. So it's a very different climate. So I don't know if these products are going to be humidity friendly, but we'll see. And we're also going to be by the beach. So I don't know if I necessarily want like super fall eye palette vibes. So we'll see. I might do an additional video just to show you what I'm bringing on that trip. Most likely I will take the Pat McGrath foundation and the Fenty Ease foundation with me, and yeah, I'll probably take some of these, but I'll add an additional kind of change them out. So I'll probably do a video on that too. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Let me know, what was your favorite, least favorite from September's and October's Shop My Stash. And I'll be seeing you around.